my dear students. How are you at your homes? All good. So, students, here we are going to discuss a very important chapter of your class 6th science, which is chapter number 5, that is separation of substances. Students, what is separation? The removal of a substance from a mixture of two or more substances. That is known as separation. Why there is a need of separation? Why we need this technique, this method of separation? There may be many reasons why we need the separation of different substances. Why do we need to separate the substances? We need to separate the different component of a mixture to number 1, that is separate or remove the impurities. If there are some useful substance which we have and there are some impurities in those substances, then we have to remove those impurities for the use of those substances. As for example, removal of stones from grains, from pulses, from rice, removal of husk from grains. So these are the impurities which we have to remove for using those substances. And the second thing is that we want to separate two different but useful components. If there are a mixture of two different but useful components, so we have to separate those components. As for example, in case of cream from milk, if we want to separate cream from milk, then we have to use the churning method for the separation of cream from milk. Mixture of orange and guava or mixture of different things. We want to separate the useful component, then we have to use the different separation techniques. And separate useful and non-useful component. Sometimes there is a mixture of useful and non-useful components, so we have to separate the useful and non-useful component for the use of those useful substances, like tea leaves from tea, pulp from juice. In case of juice, we do not use pulp, so we remove the pulp from the juice, or some other many other examples may be there, so for which we need to separate the different substances. So students, there are many techniques for the separation methods, many techniques which we use for the separation of different substances, like hand picking. In your course there are these methods: hand picking method, threshing, winnowing, sewing, sedimentation or decantation, filtration or evaporation, and condensations. These are the some important techniques which you have to study in your class 6th for the separation of different substances. So let's discuss these techniques one by one. First of all, the hand picking method. The process of separating solid particles from a mixtures by hand is called hand picking method. This method is very common, which you have seen at your homes usually, as your mothers separating the stones from the dal, from the rice, and they usually used this hand picking method for the separation of these solid particles, in which the large solid particles are present. So the hand picking method is applied to separate those particles from that mixture. As for example, there is a mixture of green vegetables in which some unwanted leaves are present, so your mothers applied the hand picking methods, and those unwanted leaves or grass leaves separate from the mixture of mixture of green vegetables, and they applied this hand picking method. I hope that you will understand the hand picking method, because you usually seen this method at your homes. Now the second method is threshing. The process of separating grains from stalks by beating them on a hard surface is called threshing. Usually the farmers use this method of threshing at their fields. Sometimes they use their blocks, and if there is a large quantity of grains are present, then the machines are also used for the process of threshing. So in case of threshing, the grains are removed from their stalk by beating the stalks at a hard surface. That hard surface may be a stone or it may be a wood piece, a big wood piece, and they beaten those the stalks with their grains on that hard surface. Then the grains becomes separate from their stalks. So this is the process of threshing. Now the next process is winnowing. The process of separating lighter and heavier particles by using wind or blowing the air. This process is known as winnowing. In this process, generally it is used to separate the heavier wheat grains from the lighter husk particles. Generally, farmers also used this method of winnowing to separate the grains from the husk. In a mixture of grain and husk, the grains are the heavier particles and the husks are the lighter particles. To separate the heavier and the lighter particles, generally farmers used this method of winnowing, in which the lighter particles is go away with the help of wind or by blowing the air. The husk particles becomes separate by the pressure of air. So this is the method of winnowing. Now the next method is sieving. This method is also usually used at your homes. The process of separating very fine particles from a bigger one by using a sieve is called the sieving. It is used to separate bran from flour and the pebbles from the sand at the construction site. Usually you saw at the construction site there is a big sieve in which the pebbles are separated from the sand by using this big sieve. And you also have seen at your homes your mother use a sieve to separate some impurities from the flour. So this method is also very common. So here the methods: handpicking, threshing, winnowing and sieving. These are the some methods which is usually used for the separation of solid to solid mixtures. When there is a mixture of solid particles with other solid, for the separation of these mixtures, these techniques will be applied. Now there are some other method for the separation, in which the first one is the sedimentation or decantation. When we allow the mixture of water and sand for a while to stand and settle down, in this process the sand becomes settled down at the bottom, and this process is called sedimentation. The sand and a mixture of water and sand, the sand becomes settled down after some times, and this process is called sedimentation. And when we carefully pour out the water from that mixture, this is called decantation. Carefully pour out the water from a mixture of sand and water in which the sand settle down at the bottom. So the carefully pour out of the water from this mixture, this is called decantation. Now the next process is the filtration. Filtration is a process by which the insoluble solids can be removed from the liquid by using a filter paper. As for example, if there is a mixture of water and chalk, then the chalk is insoluble in water, so we can separate the chalk and the water by using a filter paper. Now the next process is the evaporation. The process of conversion of water into vapors is known by heating is called evaporation, in which the liquid particles or the water will convert into vapors. This is known as evaporation. And the next one is the condensation. The process of conversion of water vapors into liquid is called condensations. These are also very important techniques. Now, what is the saturated solution? A solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. The solution that has the maximum amount of solute in it, that it cannot dissolve further more amount of solute at that temperature, is called a saturated solution. If we are going to dissolve the solute in the solvent, then a condition comes when the solute becomes stopped to dissolve in that solvent. So the solution which have the maximum amount of dissolved solute, so that further no more solute cannot dissolve in that particular solvent at that temperature. So that solution is known as a saturated solution. The solubility of a substance increase on heating as the space between the water molecules increases. If we heat a saturated solution, then we can dissolve some more amount of solute in it. It means the heating increase the solubility, and by cooling it decrease the solubility. On decreasing the temperature or cooling a substance, it will decrease the solubility. So students, this is all about these chapters. I hope that you will all understand all the concepts very clearly. If there is any confusion, then you can ask me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much